Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain about the content security policy in PEGA. So what is content security policy? How can we use it in our applications? Okay, so let's take one scenario. I have as usually I have my case type car loan. Let me run this case type. Now let me run this case type. Just click on save and run. So in my case type, in the loan initiation, loan detail submission, I am just a simple section where loading the details. So I'll just make one simple change. I'm just opening my SBI application definition. I'm going to security tab. Okay, just click on save. And even in your application also, by default in your application, the security tab, there is no content security policy, content security by default. Now close. I'm just running my car loan case once again. Now I'm just loading an image. In this section, I'm just loading an image. Okay, so now how to load an image? Just open this section. How to load an image, because in this section I am loading an image from an external URL. See this one. This is my section. Here I am loading an image. I want to display one image. So this is, I have taken image like this here. So icon source having the different types of options. We have a standard icon, image, external URL, property, icon class, etc. Now I have chosen external URL. I have chosen external URL. What is the external URL? So this is the external URL. This is the external URL. From this URL, I am loading this image into my website. Into my website, or my website is loading an image from this website. My website means my SBI application. This URL is loading an image from this website. That means my website should allow. First of all, my website should allow to load an images from external sites. My website or my browser or my application should allow to load an images from external websites, where the content security policy came into the picture. I'm just making a one simple change. Now see the behavior. Go to SBI application. In the content security, I'm just adding PX default secured. PX default secured. Save. Now run the case step, different case step this time after making that change. Now see, the image can be loaded or not. No, see this one. The image is not loading from a website. The image is not loading from this website because I have restricted in my application, don't load an images from the external websites. Don't load an images from the external websites. So how it was implemented, go back to your SBI application, security tab. Here the content security policy rule came into the picture. The rule name itself is explaining content security policy. Policy means rules, list of instructions, list of rules. This is my policy. This is my company policy. This is my policy in my organization, etc. Policy means nothing but a rules. Don't do this, don't do that, etc. So here the policy is applied on what category? Leaves category, salary category, or content category. That means a data category. Here content category. That's why it is a content security policy. That means in that policy, I am defining some instructions or some rules how I can protect my content. How I can protect my content. Content security. Just open this policy name. Or if you want, you can open, go to the records, security, content security policy. See, I have by default PX default yellow all, PX default security secured. I have only two rules. Just open. This is the rule, right? I was configured in my application. PX default secured. Now, content security policy, PX default secured, and this is a final rule, and this is the rule set version. See, policy definition. That means in this policy definition, I am defining the rules for each of the source directive, because all these content is nothing but a data that can be image, that can be JavaScript, that can be a CSS, that can be a font, that can be anything, right? That can be a content. So for each of the source directive, specify the following that apply to your application, to your application. So in my case, so these are the different types of options: none, allow, self, data. None means specify no locations or URLs. Yellow all means you can accept any type of data from any location. Self means within the same website, within the same domain, within no subdomains as well, within the same self. That's why. Data match the inline resources defined using the data. Match inline resources. See, for example, sometimes you may came across like this sample images. For example, if you want to see the image with the data colon image like this, with the data colon images. Okay, what is this? Sample images. Open image. See, like this. Data colon image. It's not from the URL format. It is from the data colon like this. That's why he is representing data means match inline resources defined using the data. Okay, like this. Okay, now just coming to in this content security policy rule, if you come down, there is an option called it as a image source. There is a media source, script source, style source, object source, font source, form actions. When you click on buttons, right, form actions, child frame, and connect source and base URI, etc. These are the different types of contents. Now in my case, media source. So what PEGA is mentioned, what PEGA is defined in this content security policy, don't allow, I can allow only images. Sorry, where is a media source? This is image source. Yeah, I can allow only images from self means within the same domain, within the same domain, not from the other websites. Or I am mentioning the allotted website. I am mentioning the allotted websites. Apart from this self, I am allowing from this website. Apart from that, I cannot load an images from any other websites. That is the purpose of content security policy definition. In this way, you can provide a security. That means you can define a security to your applications. In regards to the content, now what I am going to do is I'm just making a change in my private edit, or you can define your own content security policy to your application, no problem. Just click on save. What I am going to do, instead of self allow all, just click on save. Now this time run the car loan case type. See, In this way you can maintain the you can restrict the content. In this way you can restrict the content. I hope you understand, right? See, if you want, you can define your own content security policy. Or, okay, I want only load the images from the website. See, in the real time, especially from secure banking websites, they will maintain a lot of rules and regulations, everything to be secured. We are always only think about the developer perspective. Okay, we will do this one, we'll create an activity, we'll load the data page, etc. How the major companies are developing the applications is, so they are taking care of each and everything, but we may not came across of that because we don't know that what just we are accessing the website, etc. But always think about the consumer perspective, because we have to provide a more security to the consumer. So to achieve that, the application should be more secure. There are a lot of factors to achieve that. The security specialists will define all these things. How can we provide a security to our applications? They will consider in different areas, bosses, because some people are trying to inject a different data. Now if you can define this content security, because your application won't allow that. Okay, so uh, very important, the content security policy, because okay, even in our regular development also we never came across this rule. But there could be a situation, if a client is asking, there is a such a requirement, then how can you implement it? So very simple, you can define a restrictions in the content security policy. So my intention is exploring all the rule types, all the different rule types. So the best way of learning is exploring the rules. That's it. The best way of learning PEGA is exploring the rules which are available in Dev Studio or Prediction Studio, etc. So from the PEGA, from the PEGA learning, that means from the first class to the end of the class, daily we are opening this SBA application rule, etc. Even everyone is opening their application rules. We always go into the first tab. That's it. Definition. Okay, this is the application rule sets. That's it. We will not explore the remaining options. Then you will not get. Then you will not get. Will not get a knowledge. So I am again and again telling you is the way, best way is just exploring. Okay, what is this one, cases and data, what it can do? Okay, what is this documentation? Not only this application rule, for all the rules. What is this integration? So what is this security tab? I already explained about application security require a password to update an application. So here, what is this content security? Then even PEGA is providing a beautiful solutions, right? Just click on down arrow. Just I selected this one, open this one. Okay, what is this content security policy? What is the purpose of all this? If I'm making some changes, what will happen? Or if I define that rule in this application rule, what will happen? So it's self-explanatory, self-learning. You can like a kid. Okay, he doesn't know anything, but he can play with a toy, right? He doesn't know anything initially, but he can play with a toy. But later, after some time, definitely in his mind, okay, he can grab something. Definitely. Similarly, even ourselves also, initially we don't know about all these different rule types, etc. But you can make something, you can change something, you can just explore. Then going forward, okay, based on the behavior of the application, at least you can came to conclusion that okay, this is behaving like this. Okay. Uh, Now this is the content security policy. Now if you want just a report only means it will throw an alert or it will throw in a warning, just reporting purpose. But there is an option reject and report means it will completely reject. So it will not load any images. It will not load any images. PX default secured. This is my, so now go to my image source. Self means only I want to load images from this website, not all. So what I can do, I can just add okay allowed websites, right? Allowed websites list. sample images. I want to load it from only my client images, etc. For example, uh, now here I can add allowed websites list. Even I think you can practice this because it is loading it, taking time. Open image, close. So images.pixel.com. What I am doing is images.pixel.com. Just copy paste this URL. Just click on save. Now I want to load this image. Even I can keep it as a self, not allow all. Just click on save. Now go back to your loan detail submission. Here change it. Click on submit. Save. Now car loan and save and run because I am allowing to load an images from that website. Yeah, that's it. Now making a change, remove this one because you just mentioned a self, right? I'm just showing only to one images. I mean, just try to understand the content, how I am restricting the content. Now just go to the live UI. What is happening here? Or what you can do is go to the developer toolbar. Ultimately, the browser will send a request to the that website to load an images. Let me tell you the internal things. How this is images. PEGA is not doing anything. PEGA is not doing anything because ultimately you are in the browser. One second. Ultimately you are in the browser. That means the entire screen, if you can see the control U, you can see the view source. This is completely HTML code. So when you load this application, when you load this PEGA application, the request will be sent to the PEGA server. What PEGA server will give? PEGA server will give this HTML code. The complete HTML code is interpreted by the browser and executed by the browser, and because browser only can interpret and execute the HTML code, there is no other tool. There is no other tool to display an output. So finally the browser will display an output. So while interpreting, browser will send a request to that website. Browser will send a request to this website. So then browser can load an image. But here what PEGA is doing is PEGA is restricting the browser. Don't load any images from that website. Don't load the images from that website because you are not defining the instructions on your browser level. In your browser settings, etc., don't load images. We can do that also, but even PEGA is giving some instruction to the browser, don't load an images from this website. Okay, so I'm just again, let me run the car loan case type. Clear, save and run, because image should be requested, right? Image also should be loaded actually, but browser won't allow to load an image because already PEGA is giving restrictions. So see, these many number of URLs are going to PEGA server. See this one, pixels hyphen photo. I can just complete this video within 5 minutes. Okay, use this policy to maintain the content security. But see, whatever you learned, at least make it very clear and perfect. That's it. Even if you know A, okay, that is A. Even if you can ask, multiple people will ask you the questions on A, You have to answer. So even everything is at least whatever you know, that should be a perfect. You no need to know all the things in the world, right? That's why even whatever I know, I can present as much as whatever I have. So here see browser is blocking images.pixels, pixels.com, etc. Blocked. This URL was blocked. What happened? See this one, requested URL, refer policy. See this one, refer policy, strict origin when cross origin. Refer policy. That means a browser, sorry, PEGA sent a request headers. PEGA sent an instruction to this browser. Refer policy, strict origin when cross origin. Okay. Request headers, provisional headers are shown. Learn more. Okay. Something. Preview, there is no preview, fail to load a response data, no data found. Response, because the URL itself is blocked, browser is blocked this URL, not PEGA etc or that website. Browser itself is blocked this URL. Browser don't want to send a request to that particular website to load an image, because you define instructions in the PEGA site, right? PEGA will give the instruction to the browser, don't load this image. So refer policy, strict origin when cross origin, strict origin when cross origin. That means when you when you load this URL, the request will go to the PEGA. PEGA will gather whatever the security instructions you mentioned, everything, whatever the response, see whatever the response coming back to browser, in that response it is defining everything, load this, load that, don't do that, do this, etc. Okay. Mm, so in this way you can see why remaining all images, svg, xvg, there are other images as well, right? So other JavaScript files, all these are the script files and CSS files. PEGA is browser is loading, but why only this image is not loading means you have restricted, can't refer policy, strict origin when cross origin. Is there any refer policy for remaining that remaining URLs? See this one, requested URL, a refer policy, strict origin when cross origin. This is the status code is 200. Uh, because it is not differentiating any the same policy, refer policy, strict origin when cross origin, the same refer policy, but browser is restricted, because I want to show where is where is that specific header to restrict the browser to load an image. Okay. So even I think you can apply same thing, you can apply same thing to the other content sources as well in the px default secured. Not only for images, you can apply for, see this one, what I can do is see uh, scripts, JavaScripts. uh, Even I am not allowing from self, I'm not allowing from self. That means I am not loading the JavaScript files from my local host itself, save. Now run the car loan, see the behavior. I mean, if the JavaScript files are not loaded, because I stopped loading the JavaScript files from my self website, from the local host itself, from the local host itself. What happened? Again F12. Whether it is really due to the because of that. Now run the car loan case type once again. Clear, save and run. Now this time let's see how many number of requests are blocked. See, all these are blocked because all these are the JavaScript requests. See, this is a URL, provisional headers are shown, etc. and completely blocked. That's why all this JavaScript is not loading into the browser. That's why your case is not getting created. Your case is not getting created. See, so like this, you can manage the content security in your PEGA application by using the content security policy. Now, I'm just self. Now, what I'm going to do is this time I am applying for a styles. Save. Now I'm not allowing the styles, but inline styles, unsafe inline styles, unsafe evaluate, that styles I'm allowing, because some people will write inline styles, right? Now maybe the code case will be created, but the look and feel might be very different because the styles are not loading, right? See this one. See 24017 etc. actions, everything is created, but I'm restricting, don't load the styles like this. And even you can apply for a fonts, you can apply for a fonts, self, or if you can add a number of websites, etc. Okay, that's all. I hope you understand about the content security policy in PEGA. Thank you.